The Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of racism is poor treatment of or violence against people because of their race. Racism is the belief that some races of people are better than others. Racism is a belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race.
Some of the darkest years in America was during the Civil Rights Movement. This was a movement where segregation was a way of life for most, and integration was a struggle for many. Imagine facing this oppression every day, being told because you're of color, you're unable to use this facility. Because you're of color, you cannot vote. Because you're of color, you cannot go to school or attend the same school as whites. Because you're of color, you are less.
In the name of the greatest people that have ever trod this earth, I draw the line in the dust and toss the gauntlet before the feet of tyranny, and I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
Racism affects everyone. We are faced with prejudiced views on a day-to-day basis. Understanding where the hatred begins is vital to fixing this problem, but no one can truly find its origin. Racism takes on many different shapes or forms, faces, colors, genders, and walks of life. This is an issue that attracts the attention of many, but is unfortunately unspoken. That is why racism is a closed-eye society.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. That one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Sanchez.
And I'm Daniela Perez.
And this is the Director's Cut to
Racism,
a Closed-Eyed Society. African Americans weren't the only people affected by racism in the U.S. Over 127,000 Japanese Americans were affected by racism. They were placed in internment camps during World War II. America isn't the only country responsible for racism.
Discrimination of racism does not only affect those of race or ethnicity, but also religion. During the Holocaust, there was a total of 6 million Jews that died, and Nazi Germany was responsible for this.
Our theory is that racism should be non-existent.
But unfortunately, that's not the case.
My view is that racism is the fear of the unknown. We don't understand the people that are around us, therefore we hate them, or we discriminate towards them because we don't know them fully. We should be judged by our character, not by what we look like.
And for me, it's people are afraid of change. It's actually very similar to yours. We can't accept those that change our thoughts in a way. It's very hard for us to actually look at someone that comes from a different background, different culture, different religion, and actually be able to understand them. But for me personally, I think if we try hard enough, we can understand each other. We just choose to avoid what we don't know or we can't understand.
I feel like we live in a society where we can't embrace one
another
because we're too busy judging one another. And that's a sad thing.
Sorry. And it's even more sad because we live in a country that's made up of people from all over the world. We're not just whites, we're Hispanics, we're Spanish, we're Chinese, we're Japanese, Taiwanese, African Americans, Canadians. We're everything, and it's really sad that we can't accept those around us fully, in a way.
We need to be open-minded towards this. Racism should be non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
Detrimental to your safety to continue this march, and I'm saying that this is an unlawful assembly. You are to disperse. You are ordered to disperse, go home, or go to your church. This march will not continue.
We chose to do most of this video in black and white because we feel the issue is very black and white.
We feel that the world just doesn't know how to open its eyes to this topic, so we thought that it would be best to show a lot of the clips as they were and as we've gotten them. It was kind of hard for us to sit through and choose which clips were going to be in this video because a lot of the content for these racism actions kind of hit home to us. It's a very sensitive topic to both of us, and we chose the best videos with the least amount of distressing content. But I'm pretty sure if you look up any of these videos online, especially on YouTube, you'll be able to find some very disturbing images that is the truth of our world. So
this issue is very black and white. There's no to the idea of racism, there shouldn't be any color to it. It should be more so about who you are than how you look.
People say that it can't work, black and white. Well, here we make it work every day. We have our disagreements, of course. But before we reach for hate, always, always we remember the Titans.
When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.